Alright folks, welcome to the Don's channel. I am the Donfather and I'm going to quickly go over the scorelines and my predictions for round 9. I'm only getting to doing it today. I was back yesterday from holiday, that's why I haven't been uploading. Never had the time to do it. I was too busy enjoying my break from work, and I worked this morning so I couldn't review any games this morning or today, obviously this evening for you guys down under. So quickly I'll go through my predictions, what I thought was going to be the results, and then I'll go over what the scorelines have been so far. Tomorrow I'll be looking to do a review of one of the games, either Gold Coast Suns versus the Giants or Freo versus Collingwood, possibly the later game because I just don't know what time I'll get up. I'm going to have a couple of beers the night, so I'll certainly go over and watch all the highlights and possibly do a review of all the footy and who I thought was probably one of the better players. I think Lachie Neale's looking fantastic right now. He is absolutely my tip for the Brownlow medal. I can't see anybody else getting it, not right now anyway. I think Dustin Martin stepped up this week. Obviously he's not really get going in 2020 so far, but against the Bulldogs, unfortunately the Bulldogs were slayed by the Tigers, but we'll get to that anyway. Quickly anyway, my predictions for round 9 were Bulldogs versus Tigers. I predicted the Bulldogs on their form going into it. Port versus Melbourne, I predicted Port. Carlton versus Hawks, I predicted Carlton. Lions versus Essendon, I predicted Lions. North Melbourne Crows, I predicted North. St Kilda Swans, predicted St Kilda. West Coast Eagles Geelong, predicted West Coast Eagles. Gold Coast Suns versus the Giants, I'm predicting the Giants. And Freo Collingwood, I'm predicting Collingwood. So quickly going over it then, Wednesday obviously starting off this marathon of games, back-to-back games of footy, which is quite exciting. Against the Bulldogs versus Tigers, sorry, at the Metricon. Tigers ran out 90-49 victors. Really looked good. Dustin Martin, as I said, was fantastic on the day. Just watched the highlights. Port then versus Melbourne on Thursday at the Gabba. Port convincing winners, 83-32. They're looking good again. Port back to winning ways. Carlton on Friday against the Hawks. There's 2 games on Friday. This one at the Optus. Carlton started well, but the Hawks came back with a fantastic comeback and ran out convincing winners in the end, 89-58. Carlton fans absolutely gutted with that one because, as I said, they did start really well in this game. But the Hawks, do you know what? They've showed a bit of character. Defensively this year, I've accused them of being really quite poor and quite easy to score against. And it was looking that way quite early on in this game, but they've showed a bit of character and fought back. 89-58 to Hawks, so congratulations to them, they've needed that. Essendon versus Lions, as I said, did predict the Lions and convincing win. That man, Lachie Neale, incredible. I think he had managed 33 disposals, including 2 goals. He's my absolute shoe-in for the Brownlow. When that Fife suffering from the odd injury, Patrick Cripps really not getting going. I mean, he probably did have quite a good game in terms of his own individual stats in this game. But when you look at what Lachie Neale's bringing to the party and the fact that they're winning, it's really difficult to see past him for me, in my opinion. So Lions 91-28 at the Metricon, convincing win against Essendon. Today then, North versus Crows. The biggest margin win so far this weekend. Incredible result for them, 119-50. That is 9 straight defeats for the Crows. Can they break the record for most consecutive defeats ever in the history of the AFL? It's looking likely. They really aren't playing well at all. Congratulations to North. They've broke their losing streak. They were going into this, both teams were going into this, the last 5 games, 5 straight defeats, so good for North. I think that's their 3rd victory overall so far in the competition. They have needed that. St Kilda against Swans, this is a mighty victory as well, 53-point margin here. St Kilda 101-48 at the Gabba, brilliant stuff from them. So many players I've enjoyed, I've said it in previous videos that I've enjoyed from St Kilda this year so far. We've got Billings, we've got King, we've got Butler, and Steele. Steele is a player I really enjoy, and of course my favourite, Bradley Hill. All of them, I'm sure, have stepped up today and produced the goods for St Kilda. Oh, and the Saints! Oh, and the Saints. Do you know what? I'm really enjoying watching them. Congratulations to them. I think that leaves them third on the ladder. I'll have to update my ladder after tomorrow's games have been played. And as I've said, West Coast Eagles, the last game today, they've ran out. Very close game, and a lot of Geelong supporters blaming the umpires. That's not good to see, is it? When you're blaming the umpires. That shows you how close this game was anyway. West Coast Eagles started well, Geelong fought back, took the lead, but just didn't finish strong by the looks of it in this game. I haven't seen any of these games live, obviously with working today, missing it, and I didn't want to watch the last quarter of the game. Because I'd missed that much of it, so I'll just watch the highlights. This one was at the Optus, so home advantage for the West Coast Eagles, but form going into this was impeccable as well with 4 straight wins. That's 5 wins in a row for West Coast Eagles now, and they are right up in the mix, right where I predicted them to be before a footy was kicked in anger. I says I think they'll be my grand final team with Richmond. Richmond are starting to put a run of wins. I know they lost last week, but that's 4 out of the last 5 games they've won. So the Tigers are flexing their muscles a little bit now, aren't they? And Dustin Martin's starting to play good stuff. So, do you know what? It's looking good for that prediction for the grand final for me. But the Tigers have got a long way to go to convince people that they deserve to be there, because defensively they've been pretty poor this year, and going forward they've been pretty poor, so they'll need to keep this up consistently now, and they'll need to start scoring heavily like they have done here, unfortunately, against the Bulldogs. So stay tuned for a weekend review of one of the games tomorrow, possibly Collingwood Freo, although I think the Gold Coast Suns and the Giants will probably be the more competitive game, more enjoyable game to watch. Two teams, not much between the two teams this season so far, but you would argue the Giants should win it based on player personnel, but there's so many players in the Gold Coast Suns that could hurt the Giants. That'll be an interesting fixture, but I fully predict Collingwood to beat Freo tomorrow. I would argue convincingly enough. Thanks very much for tuning in, everyone, and I'll say it again, apologies for not doing any videos, but I did want to relax and enjoy my holiday. I was keeping an eye on both the scorelines from round 8 and round 9 so far. I have been messaging on the AFL group, etc, but we're back at it now. I will be on holiday, funnily enough, again next week. My work has given us a week off that we didn't actually want, but they've made us take the week off because of the COVID, and they didn't know how busy we were going to be, so that was given to us kind of against our wishes. But now that they gave it to us, I booked a holiday as well for that week. But I will keep an eye on the score lines, and I will be bringing them thick and fast after all of this period is over for me personally. But definitely keep an eye on score lines and watching the highlights, etc. Really good footy's been played round 8 and 9. And as I said, probably the best scoreline so far comes in the way of North Melbourne this weekend. But that wouldn't be to many people's surprise. But St Kilda, do you know what? I'm really enjoying them. As I've said, brilliant stuff to see a team that's probably been a bit of a smoky. But actually I'd probably say a lot of people wouldn't have even considered them that. They wouldn't have put them in the running for top 8 this year. And I think it's fantastic to see it. Although I hope the Doggies can hold on this weekend for the top 8 spot. But that would mean either Collingwood or the Giants possibly dropping points this weekend. So either way, one of those teams drop out, the Doggies will still, I think, mathematically find themselves in a top 8 position, with the exception of Essendon dropping out. So really good stuff coming this weekend, and continuously thick and fast now for the remainder of this next couple of weeks or so. A game every day, or a couple of games every day, round 10 and 11, etc. And I'll be bringing you more and more footy chat from that. And if I can, I'll hopefully get a reaction up of the crowd videos that I did. I think I did one there a couple of weeks ago about the AFL crowd moments. Best AFL crowd moments, going to do video too. Hopefully get that done tomorrow or Monday before I go away again. I'll go away again on Friday coming. for 5 days, so hopefully I'll get a couple of reactions done as well. Thanks very much everyone for your patience and your continued support. It really does mean a lot, and I hope you'll enjoy our future videos to come. Thanks again everyone, and I'll talk to you all soon. Goodbye.